All right, hey everybody, welcome back to Adventure Tech Moto. So today we are going to do episode 2 of the DMD Remote 1 handlebar controller. The first episode that I posted was about the install, specifically on my 701 Enduro bike. I hope you all found that helpful. Everything so far seems to be working great. I've done only one ride with it really so far, so hoping to get out again soon to continue to do testing. There are a couple things that I'll go over in this video that John is currently working on that I let him know about in regards to specifically the cable connection. In Bluetooth pairing, it seems to work okay, but when it's directly connected, there's an issue. So I'll show you how to do that, what that issue is, and then hopefully John will post something as far as an update later on. So from an update perspective, happy to have Griffin Moto as a partner on the channel. They have a lot of great gear, jackets, pants, gloves, rain gear, different things to try out. Really affordable in comparison to obviously some of the more name brands. You know, I kind of compare them to MSR that Rocky Mountain is pushing out there. So I've got their Vancouver jacket, which is kind of a cold weather jacket. It comes with a puffer jacket that I've been wearing actually just as my normal jacket around town, which is good. It's nice to have that option. It's very warm, so in really cold climates, that's going to be really good. So I've worn it a little bit. Summer is fast approaching, so I go towards my mesh setup then. So I do have a couple of their mesh jacket options coming. So their new Aqua Air mesh jacket and then the Tucson jacket. So I have those coming. Planning to take those out soon and going to take those to the Palmetto Adventure Rally in South Carolina. And that's actually next week. So looking forward to that. So also from Griffin, I've got these waterproof leather gloves. I was looking for another cold weather waterproof option. I have a pair of Revit Gore-Tex gauntlet gloves, which they're great. I've used them. They've held up well. They're still waterproof. But I wanted another option that's a little bit lighter. And so may or may not get to truly test these soon, but looking forward to trying those. And then I have a pair of their vented gloves also headed this way that I'm going to try to use for kind of my summer glove as well. Now we're going to go through and how to use the joystick, the different buttons, what can and can't be done. So just so you're aware, there's certain things that just aren't built within the DMD app yet for the controller to navigate with. So there's still some areas where you will have to use your finger or use a touch screen. There's other things that it makes it very easy to navigate, especially while you're riding. I've seen a lot of posts, lately about placement of the controller. I'm pretty adamant that that controller needs to be right there in thumb reach while you're still holding onto the bars. To me, the whole reason I want a controller is to where I can keep my line of sight forward, looking at navigation, looking at the road. I don't have to let off my handlebars and I can keep my thumb, and I don't have to look at my controller. I never have to look down. It's very intuitive that here's my joystick, A, B, and my switch is down here. To me, that's the whole point. If my controller is way over here and I have to reach over or even let go of the bar, to me, that's counterintuitive of the purpose of a controller like that. So again, my recommendation is always have that controller on the outside of your other controls. I'd rather reach over to do my turn signals, my lights, all that, because I use those far less than I do with my controller while I'm navigating potentially. So again, you do what you want, but that's my recommendation for the use case of it. And so we'll get to it. All right, everybody, here we go. So we're in the garage right now, and we're going to walk through just some of the basic uses of the DMD Remote 1 controller. And so we're going to go through a couple things. We've already done the installation, so if you need to revert back to that video, you can. It's specific to my 701 with the Britannia composites fairing, but it's pretty similar to others. Everything's connected. So right now we're currently connected via Bluetooth. One reason being, it looks like there's a couple issues potentially with the wired connection. So first off, I'm going to show you real fast how to change that. So what you want to do is you want to navigate to your applications on the bottom. You want to go to your buttons app, go to remote settings for your controller, and then you're going to toggle the use cable connection. So you can toggle it on, you can toggle that off. Right now we're going to toggle this off. Alright, so first off, we're in the app. So again, your first button is your joystick. So you can use your joystick to navigate through. As you can see, we're selecting different applications. Your second button is your enter button. Your other button below that is your back or cancel button. And then you have another button on the side here. This is kind of your zoom in, zoom out, plus, minus button. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to the home screen. So if you want to access your lower menus, you want to press the A or the enter button, hold that down. It's then going to highlight those in blue for mine specifically. And now you can use your joystick to toggle through those options. When you get to where you want to go, press the enter or A button and you're good to go. One piece of this, right now you can only use the DMD remote in the tiles, I believe. So if I hit over, you can see here I'm now in the first nav screen with the map. I can toggle through the different options I have. If you want to go to the next tile, you hit down on your joystick. That will then run you through your next set of tiles. So as you see, if I hit the over button to the right, it's going to take me back to my previous tile. Okay, so again, down to push you to the right tile. You can then scroll through that with your up or down, and then to get back, you either hit the either over button. Okay, it's a little bit to get used to. I'll be honest on that. The next thing, so if I go back to say, let's see here. There we go. And actually, so what I just did was, if I go back here, if I hit the back button, it'll take you back to the first tile as well. So you can do that as well. So if you hit down to get to the next tile, you can hit the B or back button. That gets you back over to the other first tile. So again, to go back to go to the next option, I want to hold down the enter button or A button. I can then scroll over to our maps, press enter again. From here, I can now use the joystick to then put myself into panning mode. I can then pan. If I want to zoom in or out, I will use the lower stick to go in and out. You can revert this to do the opposite. There is a reverse option for this. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm just going to go to any section on my route. If I hit the enter button, it's then going to ask me if I want to save the location, share this, do a POI search, or navigate to that area. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to POI search, hit enter. I can now, and so this is one of the issues I was having with the cable connection, and it's very possible he may have already fixed this by the time I'm doing this video. But what was happening is when you tried to navigate through this, it would not do it, and then it would crash DMD app. So obviously on the Bluetooth it is working, so I can toggle through these. If I want to go and search for gas stations, I can do that. It's going to do a POI search for gas stations. I can then use my joystick to filter through these. If I find one, I can hit enter, and then I can navigate to that location. The one thing that I've seen, and John, correct me if I'm wrong if you watch this video, from here I cannot get to the My Places coordinates or back button. Everything I do keeps me within these 4 options. It seems like these buttons are controlling what's behind this box, so there's no way for me to get to that from there. So that's maybe something that's going to be fixed or added. So for this, I could navigate to that, but if I want to go back, I physically have to touch the back button. The other thing I've seen here, so if I'm in a POI search, if I hit down, it doesn't do anything. If I hit the down button, or sorry, the down on the joystick, I've got to filter through these by going right on the joystick, filtering through all these options, and then it takes me down to My Places and close. So you can get to these with the joystick, but you got to filter through all the other ones. So, and actually, nope, I am now mistaken. So if you are, so this is good to know. I'm learning with you all on this one. For this one, just hit the left joystick. So go to, if you're at the beginning, so let's just try this. So I have to be at the very beginning, and then I can go to My Places. So that's, okay, so that's good to know. Good to know. So again, you can go through your options. You cannot use the down. You have to filter through using the right joystick. But then if you want to get back, if you want to go to My Places coordinates and close, you got to go to the beginning or the end, and then it will get you there. So we can close. So hopefully that made sense. The other thing that you can do from the map screen is if you hit the B or back button 1 time, it would change your map. 1 time, go back. If you hold it down, it will then, so for example, if I'm who knows where, if I hold that down, it's then going to put me back to my location, my current location. If I, sorry, again, hold down A, puts you in the menu. Hold down B, locks. Sorry, that seemed to not work right there. So let's go through these again. So in the maps, panning with your joystick, you can then navigate to whatever location you want to. Hold down A, put you to your menus below. B, 1 press, put you to your other map. B, long press, gets you back to your current location, and then B, long press again will then lock your screen, which is very helpful. 1 press, again, gets you back to the different view. Hold, unlocks your screen. I definitely like that for locking and unlocking, a lot easier than using your finger, hitting the wrong button, trying to lock your screen. To me, hold, lock, that's how I do it when I ride, just in case there's no incidental presses or raindrops or anything. So I do like that quite a bit. And again, zoom in, zoom out. Let's go to the next menu. There's not a lot you can do within this menu. Actually, nothing really. You can view it, but there's nothing, at least that I'm aware of, within the remote. I can't go to the settings. I'm assuming he's going to work on that at some point. If I go to my apps, again, you can then scroll through your apps. If I want to open my buttons app, I can do that. But from there, it's a little, like, I can go through certain things, but there's certain things you can't do. Like if I hit back button right here, it's not going to take me back to the previous screen. I can toggle that first option. Actually, there we go. Second option. Third option. Okay, it is toggling, just not showing that I'm there. So that's good to know as well. It doesn't look like I can go back though, at least from what I can tell. So probably some work to do on this. I mean, obviously the biggest thing that we're using this for, I'm just gonna hit the back button with my finger, is the navigation piece. Or if you do have to open an app real fast, you can do that with this. From there, though, you're gonna have to use, now, if it's an app that's supported, that's a different story. So if I go into Google Maps, for example, so I can now use my joystick and it will function within Google Maps. So again, you can zoom in, zoom out. I haven't played with Google Maps a lot, so I am not the expert on this. Up, down, over, right, left. If I hit the enter button, if I hold the enter button, if I hold the back button, it's going to actually take you back to DMD, it looks like. So, and we crashed. Well, that's good to know. So, John, you might want to look at that one, but hey, I might have done that myself. You know, I think the primary purpose of this is obviously within the DMD app itself. I am going to play around with the use of it in these other apps. I don't see anywhere where I can get to the search area from here using my buttons. So yeah, I don't see a way. Now if I click on search, yeah, I don't think so. This is a way to zoom in and out with the maps, maybe as you navigate, but it's not quite intuitive with the remote. So I think there's obviously room to tweak this. I'm sure John has a list of things he's trying to do with the remote. I think the primary use case for this now really is within the DMD app, using the map area to be able to zoom in, zoom out, move around within the map, do a quick POI search and navigate somewhere very quickly without having to lose your line of sight. You know, click on different areas of the map, find those waypoints, look for something to divert off course, whatever that may be. That's really where the main use case is. I can only imagine later on how it will be adapted for other apps. I'll start using other apps. I know he has a list, so if you go to your applications, buttons, remote settings, supported apps, it has a list of things that he's worked on so far. So this video isn't necessarily going through all of these yet. I know there was a request to go through Locus, OSM, Google Maps, Gaia I know is used a lot. So I'll try to spend some time utilizing those and see how it works. Right now, my primary focus is within the DMD app because that's what it's primarily built for, I think, at the moment. So I'll be curious to see. So if I go back to, let me go back here. So if I go back to Buttons app, I was going to show you the issue that I was having that he's working on. So if I use the cable connection, so I'm going back to using the cable connection. So I'm within the app section here. I'm going to, as you can see, when I hit the down on the joystick, it doesn't actually go. And what happens is, watch, I'm trying to navigate through my apps and it won't. So if I try to actually select an app, it will then crash DMD. So that's what he's working on now. So as an FYI, if you install this and you have that issue, you're going to want to disable that direct connection by going to your applications, your buttons, your remote settings, and then toggle off using that cable connection for now. So it's going to divert to your Bluetooth connection as a backup, which is a great option to have. I know he's working on it right now. I'm not sure how long it may or may not take to fix it, but at least we have the Bluetooth capability to go back to. So again, this is just a real quick review of just basic use of the controller. Again, there's things being developed, I think, by the day for this. I will reiterate, the build quality on this is second to none. Very high build quality, very nice touch. Everything about it screams high quality build. So I have no worries in this. I know with some of the updates with the updated tablet and charging connections, it will be an easier install, it looks like, for those that get a newer version with a different backing. It looks like there won't necessarily be any potential hard wiring or splicing of wires when you install this moving forward. So I think that's great that they're doing that as well. Looks like they may even have an upgrade kit later on for those that don't have that. So in summary, again, joystick, move around your maps, again, get to your selections. First button is your button A or your enter. Button B is your back or cancel, your zoom in, zoom out, plus or minus one. If you have questions, if there's something that you want to see specifically, I'm happy to try to see if it works or doesn't work. I'm learning this with everyone else. So as I learn things, I'll try to update you. And again, after I do some big rides, hopefully within the next month or two, as weather it gets amazing, I'm gonna have a lot more time behind this. Right now, again, this is kind of me in the garage playing around with this, not a whole lot of ride time. So as soon as I get a lot of ride time and some multiple day trips, I think I'll be able to come back and give you all a better understanding of what it can and can't do as I get that ride time. And that goes not only to the controller, but to the tablet itself, as things are always changing. So I know I did an update video about 4 weeks ago now, on the upgrades and things that John's doing over at Drive Mode Dashboard. I'm going to try to do that again here pretty soon. I got a couple rallies coming up, so once I get back from that, I'm going to try to do another update video and kind of give a broad summary of what he's been doing, changes that he's made, and we'll review that as well. So I appreciate your time. Please like, subscribe, it's free. It helps me a lot as I build my channel. Thank you for everyone so far. We're over 300 subscribers. We're less than 2 months in, so I appreciate it. I think you know, a lot of you have been asking for more DMD content, and there's definitely some other things I want to cover too, but this is definitely one of those items that I'm trying to cover the most because that's what everyone's asking for. So if there's anything else you want me to talk about or look out in the channel, I'm more than happy to, but stick around for more content, and I appreciate you all very much. Bye.